Want to turn your passion for drawing into a full-time career? Discover our courses at Brushcamp, where you become a master in the realm of digital painting. Brushcamp offers tons of similar courses in illustration, 2D, 3D design. Level up your creativity with free knowledge and courses. Visit brushcamp.com today and explore endless possibilities.
Hello everyone, before going to the final lesson, I will guide you with a few remaining tools. But for me, I rarely use it. But I will guide, because it depends on each person's design inclination that they will use more or less. To start, I will introduce the gradient tool. It's here. The shortcut is the word G. Now to use this tool, we have an object. I want to fill the gradient. If you listen to gradient, then you know it's a gradient tool. Or it comes in multiple colors in. You double click on this tool. And you can see our stroke is at the top. That means we will apply gradient for this stroke. You have to fix it. Put the fillet on top. Press the X key for fillet is on top. Open the gradient tool. Here is type. Its type is the linear gradient. This is gradient. That it will fill color from the center of the object. It's a circle. And freedom is this one. You color it according to the point you choose. First is linear. Fill color in each direction you choose. The default color is always black and white. You will change colors here. Double click on it. And you choose what color you want. The start point is blue and the end point is orange. You pull it. And if you want to reverse it, give this one orange and the other blue. To be fast, then you click on reverse gradient. If you want to add a color, then click here. Click on it. Or more simply, you hold this color, hold Alt and drag. To multiply another color, hold Alt and drag out. And you've got a new color. You double click on it to choose another color. Something like that. Then you adjust it. Next. I deleted these two. Then you see in the middle of the two color points it has this. Can you see that? There's a point called it aligns the chroma scale. For example, if I want more pink, I will drag it here. Let it be more pink. Pink it will be more and blue less. It will adjust the color ratio in that circle. Here when you choose a color point, you can adjust its opacity. Is its transparency. You adjust to 0. It will also see the background color. You can easily see it here. When it shows plaid cells, that means it's transparent. 20 or you leave it as normal as 100. And here is its location above this bar. If you leave it at 100%, it will be right here. 0% is here. If you choose 50%, it will go in the middle. This is also easy to understand. And if you want to delete a point, you just need to hold that point and drag it down. It will be deleted. Scroll down and it will delete. Or if you want to add, you just need to put the mouse under the bar. It shows arrows and plus signs. This plus sign, click on it. Scroll down and remove it. I will introduce to the next gradient form. The parameters are still the same, but in this type it will color in a circle. It will grow from the center of the object. Next, the last one is the freedom form. In this one, it will have more points, and each of these points you can color it. You paint directly here and it no longer has a toolbar. When you move the mouse, it will be like that. It will have two forms, points, lines. For this gradient lines, you just need to click one. It will create paths to the color you choose. You click a point, here it defaults to white. What color do you want to change? Color it. For example, I changed to yellow. It has not received. You put yellow color. Yellow. Wherever you move, yellow will move there. And it will dodge the color points you choose. If you move here, the blue color is still there, but the ratio is changed. That's how to use gradient lines. I think points easier to use. Depends on the purpose of each user. That's an overview of gradient. I will introduce the blend tool. Blend tool, it's here. Its shortcut is the letter W. As described, you can see, it will connect a picture to this picture. Like this. Blend tool, it is like that. It will blend the two objects, that color together. For example, we have a red square. Next, I have a star shape. Purple star. Now I want to mix these two together. I give this one blue so it's pretty. I want to blend these two color objects. So I choose two objects. You can scan and select those two objects. Or you can click each one. You choose the blend tool. Or press the letter W. Click this one. Color, it will go from here to here. It will turn this object into this object and dither accordingly. Next, for example, I want to add one more star. One more star. I want to go from pink to red. Red star. Then I scanned and selected these three objects. Click on this tool. From here to here. And you can completely change the size of each of these objects. You use the direct selection tool. Click on it. You change points. You change points. Then it will change. Change points. Then it will change. Or you use the selection tool. You change its size. Then it will also change. And so is the object here. You use the direct selection tool. Then switch to the selection tool. I understand simply how blend colors it works. When you double click, it will show a table. In this blend option panel, it will have color rendering mechanisms. This is smooth, it will show smooth color. From here to here it doesn't leave any marks, but it displays such a smooth color. But if you choose specified steps, you enter step, here it has 218 steps. Let your eyes feel from color to color. It's like a gradient, it's pretty smooth. But if you re-enter it, it's 10. We enter 10. Preview. You see from here to here. It's only 10 units. From here to here it has 10 image units. 10. And it won't be smooth anymore. The color still transitions beautifully, but it's not smooth. So to make it smooth, you have to put a pretty high number. As the original computer, it defaults to 218. It's pretty smooth. Instead of you entering the picture number. Means this. How many steps do you enter? It creates so many images. And this one is it entered by distance. What is the distance between the objects? For example, I set the distance to 63 points. It only needs to know its distance from the first object to the second object is 63 points. Is only 63 points. The rest it won't care how many objects it will appear, from object A to object B. It doesn't care how many objects appear. It only needs to know between two objects 63 points. It will be different from the second board. This one is you enter as many objects as you want, and the other is you enter the distance. The fact that you can enter and increase or decrease the number of edges makes it more beautiful. I often see people combining the blend tool with another small tool that is also in its tool group. It will be like that. Let me do it for you. Quite interesting. I give it blue color. And this side is purple. We let it blend together. It's like a gradient bar. Quite beautiful. Next, we have a line. Path line. The letter S. Then we will choose these two objects. You go to Object. Select Blend. Click Replace Spine. This means that instead of this point, and this point being on the same line, it will now merge into the same stroke you just drew. You can call it stroke, path, line. I'm used to calling those three. And of course this path you can also adjust. It is a pen line when you create it from the pen tool. You can completely adjust it. And when you rotate this picture, its colors also rotate. For example, I created an acute angle here. Add a sharp angle here. When you rotate the image, its shape and color also change. As you can see, this is also one of the ways for people to apply color letters. No need to pour gradient. Because of the gradient, you have to pour it from top to bottom. And the radiating half is not very pretty. Then this style will serve people's needs better. I will show you how to bring an image from the outside into this Adobe Illustrator, but it with a better performance. If you guys have a picture, I'll open one up. I go to picture, I have an image. Then you have two ways. You can hold it and drag it here. You drag and drop it here. Then the second way for you to insert images is to go to File and choose Place. Or you can directly use the keyboard shortcut Ctrl plus Shift plus P. Click Place and select that photo. This one you can scale it. It will still keep the correct aspect ratio for us. Why does it have two ways? I give an example of the first way. The first way, we will drag and drop this image directly into the AI file. For example, the first way your photo is 1 GB. 1 GB. When you drag from the outside and drop it here, it still retains the same quality as 1 GB. It doesn't matter if your files are big or small. If it's still 1 GB in quality, it's very large file. There is a second way when you insert pictures. You use File, Place. You place a picture in. You can customize its size. As big as you give it, it's just as big. And you make it so small, its size will be smaller. It no longer holds its original weight. For example, when you scale the image down when you press Place, then its size is only 500 megabytes. 500 megabytes, for example, or it's smaller. But it won't keep its original size and it will be very heavy. Many of you said that now if we drag this picture in and scale it, it will change size. But no. When you put this picture in here, it's already 1 GB. Whether you zoom in or out, then it will still be 1 GB, 1 GB. So you should consider before using, if it's just a quick action to save time. After you delete it, you can just drag and drop it directly. And when you work, always remember to place the picture in. Place the picture in. Don't drag and drop, it's very dangerous. It makes the computer heavy. Sometimes it lags and then exits the file. It's so hard. There's a part of you that really enjoy it. And I've suffered a lot with it too. Those are some errors when you use this Adobe Illustrator. The first thing that you are most likely to fall into is, for example, you are in Fill and you clicked on this overprint preview by mistake. Many times you press the wrong shortcut. Press shortcut keys. Please click on this combination. It will be white like that. No matter what you try, it won't work. So it will cause discomfort for those who are not used to it. If you don't know how to turn it off, remember it's here, overprint preview. Turn it off, okay. Next is this. That's this hide bounding box. I mentioned it from the beginning, and when it uses it, it lost the bounding box. You can't scale the image, even if you are in selection tool mode. But you can't scale the image. Can't scale. Very annoying. We can only manipulate it with the direct selection tool. And the selection tool item is not. Then you remember to turn on View Bounding Box. Next, most of you will make some mistakes in View. That's high artboards. If you accidentally artboard and don't see where the artboards are to draw, and the working area is white like that, then you go to View and show the artboards. Our artboards is here. Next, there is another error. It's a Smart Guides error. For example, we turn off Smart Guides. When you align the image, it will no longer stick together. It also doesn't align. You have a hard time choosing a picture. It lost its Smart Guides. Then we also can't align. Normally, when we multiply like that, it will have the center to align it. It's also not aligned. It goes back to the Stone Age when this software was first created. It didn't have Smart Guide software. Very difficult to align. Smart Guides are created to make our work more convenient. Then when you are uncomfortable in moving, it doesn't fit. It doesn't align for us. Like this. Then you check to see where Smart Guides are lost. You see that when we edit, it all aligns for us. Smart Guides. When you are moving the normal operation, you want to move this to the center. All you have to do is click here. You are moving like that, and at some point, you have no way of getting it in like that. There was a time when you tried to move it in here, but it went up here, down here, over here, and it didn't get to the point you wanted. It's stuck in this view, snap to pixed. You can see that it doesn't put in the point we want, but it jumps like that. It is sucked in a mess. It's not where we want it to be. Then you are stuck with the snap to pixel command. Or you see this magnet, it is showing up. Then you turn off this magnet. It will be back to normal. There is one more manipulation error that you are prone to make. It is during the work that you accidentally hold Shift and press the P key. It will appear like this. You tried to find a way to turn it off, but you don't know how to turn it off. You can't even press the X above. You see a strange icon here, so you think it's it, and try to turn it off because it has an X here. Can't turn it off either. It's the perspective tool. It's in here. It's in here. Its keyboard shortcut is Shift+P. It's like you accidentally held Shift and pressed the wrong pen tool. It will get this error. So how to turn it off? You also press Shift+P. Enter the operation of this tool first. To remove this tool, then click here. Then it just disappeared. Otherwise, there is no way to turn it off.
Right. Okay.
Also a rather annoying error. That's it. Now you have this green triangle at the bottom. We want to include it in the top blue layer. We want to bring it up. For example, we want it to cover this pink image. We want to put it above this blue, right? Press Ctrl+X. Or you can click it and press Ctrl+X. We clicked it, and of course we selected it. Ctrl+Shift+V to bring it up, but it pastes the old layer again. We have no way to bring it up. Press Ctrl+X, Ctrl+Shift+V. It still doesn't work. We tried to put it on a new layer, but it still doesn't work, unless you take this layer and bring it to the top. But in the case of this layer, we have many other shapes. For example, I have another square. We have a dark green square. There is a circle of a slightly different color. For example, in this layer, we just want to bring this triangle on top to fill this purple circle. There is only one way that you have to open this layer. You take this and bring it up. You don't understand why I cut and selected the layer above, and I pasted it down, but it doesn't go up, but jumps down with the old layer. Jump down to this old layer. No matter what we do, it won't work unless we move its layer directly. It's a bug when you turn this on. You turn on Path Remember layer. What I taught you the other day in copying from a file. It splits the existing layer through another file, and it has kept that layer. If you forgot to turn this off, you have to turn it off. We chose this image, right? Ctrl+X, Ctrl+Shift+V. It's pasted in the new layer, and is no longer remembered as belonging to the old layer, and pasted back to the old layer. These are some of the most common manipulation mistakes I see people making the most. In the process of working, of course it will have some more errors, but there's no way I can say it all, right? In this lesson, I show you some tools, some tips to solve the problem. Thank you and goodbye everyone.
Please like and subscribe to our channel.